We have heard politicians argue back and forth about border security. We've heard the pundits try to politicize the issue. But now it's time to forget about politics and focus on safety. Tonight, 2 college students from the United States in a car with Texas plates shot and killed just south of the border. Are Americans safe in Mexico? Straight ahead.
Controversy, opinion, point of view. This is Prime News.
Welcome to Prime News. I'm Vinny Politan. 6 Americans killed at the border this week alone. Mexico's drug war now claiming the lives of more U.S. citizens. The latest victims were students at the University of Texas, El Paso, just yards away from the dangerous streets of Juarez. 25-year-old Manuel Villalobos and 23-year-old Edare Diaz were U.S. citizens who lived in Juarez with relatives. They were headed home after class Tuesday night when gunmen shot more than 30 bullets into their car. A car that had Texas license plates. School officials call them brave.
And that's what makes it, in some sense, courageous for these kids, that every day they come back and forth, and they understand the risk that they run into when they go back into Juarez. In some sense, we provide a sanctuary for these students, and they come here, they study, they learn, they work.
What's going on here? Are these cases of wrong time, wrong place, or drug cartels targeting innocent Americans now? Joining me now, Joe Gomez, news reporter for KTRH News Radio in Houston, and former FBI Special Agent in Charge, Don Clark. Welcome to you both. Thanks so much. This is scary stuff. And, Joe, I want to take a look at a map real quickly. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. You take a look at where these bodies are just piling up. Down in Acapulco, 18 bodies found in a mass grave. Falcon Lake, we know all about that with David Hartley being shot there. Tijuana, just over the border, 13 executed at a clinic. And back down in Juarez, 14 killed at a birthday party, plus 6 more this week. Joe Gomez, what's going on there? Are they targeting Americans now? Are Americans open game now for these cartel members?
Well, Vinny, it would seem as though that would be the case. I mean, perhaps the Falcon Lake incident was a catalyst. The cartels now feel comfortable targeting Americans because they can get away with it. I mean, these 2 students were killed in the city of Ciudad Juarez, a place that earned the nickname of Murder City, because on average about 300 people are killed there by drug violence each month. I mean, apparently their only offense was being in the wrong place at the wrong time. They both died in a volley of gunfire. This has serious implications. I mean, I would say that any American crossing south of the border heading into Mexico had better be prepared not to return. It's like a Texas congressman put it to me yesterday. Once you cross that line of lawlessness, Vinny, you enter the valley of the gun.
Let's take a listen. Tiffany Hartley was speaking out on Good Morning America, and she has continued to talk out, and perhaps now, because of that case, raising a lot more awareness. Take a listen.
America and our government doesn't wake up to see what's going on down there. We're going to be living the same fear that Mexico's living right now, and that's why their citizens are coming over. It's because they're fearful for their lives, and if we don't do something, they're already here. The cartels are already here in the United States, and if we don't do something, then we'll be living that same fear.
Don Clark, this latest, you've got 2 students from UTEP, University of Texas, El Paso, which is just over the Rio Grande. You know, they're living with relatives down there, trying to get an education, make their lives better, shot 30 bullets. At some point, this is all going to trickle into the United States, isn't it? I mean, it's just yards away we're talking here.
Yeah, it is, Vinny. And we talk about border security, but we're talking about it in a different perspective now. When we've been talking about border security before, we're talking about people coming from Mexico into this country. And how do we prevent that? And how do we stop these people coming into this country, certainly illegally? Now, when we're talking about border security, we better be talking about how to help Americans protect themselves or keep them, or advise them as to what problems that they may have if they go into Mexico at this problem. And it's a reality. Vinny, in the last 2 years, there's been approximately 7,000 people, Americans, killed going down into the valley. Those statistics are out. And so we've got to do something to try to educate the people that border security works both ways, going in as well as the other side coming back this way.
Absolutely. Let's take a listen to Sandra Cobos. She's a UTEP student who knew the victims here.
I am really going to miss him a lot, and I think he's going to be missed a lot from other people. I just suggest, like, don't go out, or, you know, like, don't go anywhere over there, like, just home.
And it's really sad, Joe, that it's come to this, that, you know, we've got this friendly neighbors to the south, that Americans have to fear to just crossing that border, whether it's 5 feet, 20 feet, a mile, whatever it is, that you can't go there safely.
It's true, Vinny. You know, it used to be you could cross into Mexico, get cheaper health care, you know, go to the store, you buy, you know, cheap anything. These days, you can't do that anymore. I mean, just the other week in Nuevo Laredo, there was a woman who apparently had called Mexican military saying that she was afraid for an incident that happened in her neighborhood. The next week, the cartel found out that she had contacted the military. They found her body. The cartel had cut off her head, put it between her legs, and they cut off her finger and then put that finger in her mouth. It was a sign that said, "Back off." Residents are fearing for their lives. The cartels clearly control Mexico along the border, Vinny.
All right, Joe Gomez, Don Clark, thank you both so much. Really do appreciate it.